Bowling makes Final Four.
And an inside look at YSU football's upcoming spring game.
All this and more coming up on this week's edition of the Penguin Rundown. What's up, brothers? Welcome back to this week's edition of the Penguin Rundown. I'm your host, Dylan Lux, alongside Bryce Noel. Bryce, bowling makes the Final Four for the second time in just 5 years, and we're going to take a look at the highly anticipated football spring game.
Yes, sir, brother. It is a highly anticipated spring game this weekend here at the Ice Castle. As we saw last year from the team, 7-4 and first playoff appearance since 2016.
Special teams, special players. Speaking of special teams, the Youngstown State University bowling team is headed to Allen Park, Michigan to compete in the Final Four after a compelling win over Nebraska on April 6th. The Penguins bested the Cornhuskers 4-2 in a winner-take-all best-of-7 Baker match. With the win, the team advanced to the semifinals for just the second time in program history. Youngstown State will take on Arkansas State in the Final Four, which will take place at 9 p.m. on April 12th at Thunder Bowl Lanes. All matches from the championship will be live-streamed on Bowl TV.
Youngstown State softball team had its 11-game win streak snapped on April 5th against Oakland, 5-4. In the doubleheader on April 6th, the Penguins got back in the win column with a 3-1 victory over the Golden Grizzlies. Youngstown State recorded 10 hits, and senior Devin Ryan struck out 3 batters for her 5th win of the season. In the nightcap, Oakland would respond by shutting out the Penguins 3-0. The softball team continued Horizon League play against Robert Morris from April 9th to 10th. For more information on the final scores, check out YSUSports.com. The Penguins will take a 6-day break before heading to Morehead State on April 16th for a non-conference doubleheader.
Over a 2-day span, the Youngstown State track and field teams had a busy but successful weekend from April 5th through 6th in Akron, Virginia, and Miami, Florida. Erin Bogard highlighted the Hurricanes Alumni Invitational as she cleared a height of 40.30 meters in the women's pole vault. Bogard is now tied for 7th in the NCAA in this event. In total, 3 Penguins set new records and 6 athletes won individual events. Luke Lawbacher, Jakari Lomax, and Bogard all received Under Armour Horizon League track and field accolades. The track and field teams will be back in action at the Brian Clay Invitational, Tiffin Track Carnival, and Bucknell Bison Outdoor Classic events from April 11th to April 14th.
The men's tennis team competed the series sweep against Chicago State with a 6-1 victory on April 7th at the HF Racket and Fitness Center. It was the first contest between the two schools in Chicago since 2011. The Penguins utilized strong performances in doubles matches to secure the match point. Freshman Ander Balchi set sophomore Nishant DeBoss and senior Asir Pena Ibanez were the only Penguins to secure wins in both doubles and singles matches. The men's tennis team stands at 8-9 overall and 2-3 in Horizon League play. With only 3 games left on the season, Youngstown State will face off against Northern Kentucky at 11 a.m. on April 13th and IUPUI at 11 a.m. on April 14th inside the YSU Indoor Tennis Center.
The women's tennis team defeated Horizon League foe Chicago State by a score of 5-2 on April 6th. Youngstown State claimed the doubles point and 4 singles matches to secure a crucial Horizon League victory. In doubles play, junior Julia Marco and freshman Lorena Sedeno won 6-3 at number 2. The women won again on April 7th against Milwaukee, 4-3 at the River Glen Elite Tennis Center. With the win, the Penguins improved to 2-1 in conference action. Penguins will return home this weekend to play Northern Kentucky on April 13th and IUPUI on April 14th.
The Youngstown State University men's golf team competed at the Jewel on April 7th, which was hosted by Northern Kentucky University. As a team, the Penguins finished 7th and collected a 3-round total of 895 points. Senior Cole Chrisman led the way with the season-best 23rd place finish. Chrisman finished with a 3-round total of 219 over 54 holes, while senior Justin Atkinson finished 47th overall with a 3-round score of 226. YSU returns to play on April 15th and 16th at the Highland Meadows Intercollegiate, hosted by Bowling Green in Sylvania, Ohio.
The YSU women's golf team hosted the Spring Invitational on April 7th. The Penguins recorded a team total of 302 in the first round. Freshman Niranuch Prajupanic, junior Lizzie Sauer, and senior Tidia Launcherlogum all shot 3 over par in round 1. The Youngstown State women's golf team finished the Spring Invitational with a runner-up finish, which concluded on April 8th. With the conclusion of the regular season, the women's golf team will compete in the Horizon League Golf Championships from April 20th through April 22nd.
The Youngstown State University baseball team was back in action this past weekend from April 5th through 7th as it took on Wright State over a 3-game series. In the series opener, the Gwins fell short 15-12. Despite the loss, freshman Alejandro Covas went 3 for 4 and recorded his first career home run and 3 RBIs. In Game 2, redshirt junior Chase Franken went 2 for 4 with a 2-run home run, while junior Eli Brown hit a 2-run moonshot and drove in 3 runs, but the Penguins came up short 8-7. In the series finale, the Gwins dropped the contest by a final score of 11-1. The Penguins returned to Eastwood Field last night for Game 1 of a 4-game homestand against Toledo. The results of that matchup can be found at ysusports.com. Youngstown State will remain at home this weekend as they will do battle with the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. First pitches are slated for 5 p.m. on Friday, 3 p.m. on Saturday, and noon on Sunday. All games will be broadcasted live on ysnlive.com.
The YSU women's lacrosse team fell short against the Binghamton Bearcats on April 6th, 23-4. The Bearcats jumped out to a 17-1 first-half lead. Despite the loss, the Penguins held the Bearcats to just 6 goals in the second half. Jade Shearer would lead the Penguins with 2 goals in the second half. Penguins will stay on the road on April 13th to take on Robert Morris. For live updates and more, you can visit ysusports.com. Now let's send it over to Caleb Ellison and John Ostapowitz to preview our highly anticipated spring football game.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the Roundtable. I'm Caleb Ellison, and alongside me is John Ostapowitz. And John, it came here way before we were expecting it. It is time once again to talk about YSU football with their spring scrimmage game coming up. Team Red, Team White. It's going to look like a whole new team. A lot of players declaring for the draft, graduating out. We're going to see some really interesting stuff this week.
We are, and it's all about those players filling in the gap, especially with Pro Day. 3 different teams showed up: Green Bay Packers, Cleveland Browns, and the San Francisco 49ers. So they're looking to grab a lot of these players here from Youngstown State University. But one of those players that everyone is looking at is Bryce Oliver, the wide receiver, what he's able to do. People have him projected either a late 5th round or an early 6th round. That shows you how much talent was on that team, being able to make it to the playoffs, take down Duquesne, but lose to Villanova. That just shows you how many people were watching that event.
For sure, and I mean, with all those positions going out, we're seeing, I think it was around 14 new players coming into the program. One guy I have circled is Brady Shanahan. Now, last year, he did play in college, but he played college baseball for the UCF Golden Knights, but he is coming back home, an Ursuline product, to try and get a spot at the quarterback position.
Right, and with 14 signees, that opens up a world of possibilities for Youngstown State University. You lose a lot in the running back position, the wide receiver core, but that allows a lot of different wide receivers to step up. Tom Zach is one that a lot of people saying he's a great slot receiver, but now he has an opportunity to be that guy who's going to get a lot of those receptions down the stretch. Now, the great part about the red and white game is that everyone gets an opportunity to ball out, and that's where, heading into next season, especially Villanova being that school that you lost to in the playoffs, and you get to play them as your first game on the road, that's tough. So this game's going to allow all of these players to kind of get in and get involved, know who you are and know your team. But the issue now stands. There's competition in that quarterback room.
I mean, for sure, not only in the quarterback room, we have a pair of brothers coming into the program, so nothing like a sibling rivalry there, nothing better than that. But once again, like you said, it is a spring game. Who knows how much of what we see on the field this week is going to be translated to what we see on the field this coming fall. But if you are interested in watching that and listening to that game, you can do so on 570 WKBN or attend the game live on the 13th. Kickoff is slated for 11 a.m. That's all the time we have here at the Roundtable. I've been Caleb Ellison.
And I'm John Ostapowitz.
Let's send it back to the hosts.
And that's just about it here on the Penguin Rundown. It'll surely be an exciting one here on April 13th at Stambaugh Stadium. For all things YSU sports related, you can head over to ysusports.com. And for all things Penguin Rundown related, you can follow us on both of our social medias on X and Instagram at Penguin Rundown 1. I've been Bryce Noel.
And I've been Dylan Lux.
And as usual, stay safe, brothers.